Good evening, people. So, I thought I would share with you something that everybody is going to go through, and that is a day where you're just like, don't want to do it, don't want to do it. So tired. No, okay, but it is leg day. I love leg day. So, I'm going to go in, not with any high expectations of myself. I've had to think about what I want to do, and basically just gonna try and still give it my all, but I'm not gonna be going like crazy heavy on things just because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's been a long ass week and I'm feeling pretty fatigued, so take a little bit of extra pre-workout and see what we can do, but still gonna push myself, and that's the whole point, you know. Still just get in there and do it, because if you skip the workout, I mean, you're just gonna feel bad for that, so you might as well feel bad for having a bad workout, maybe. I don't know, but it might be fantastic, it might be amazing. Had a little bit of a headache, so hopefully that will go away. A nice little bruise there. But yeah, and I will do my absolute best to record some stuff to show you guys, and then I'll talk to you afterwards and let you know how I feel, how I got on. Yeah, just to kind of give you a view of the fact that it's not always going to be fantastic. I'm not always amped. I mean, 90% of the time I am, and by the time I get in there I'll probably be really amped, but the initial thing is always finding that first motivation to go. But if you want something bad enough, you're gonna do it. So let's do it.
Okay guys, so new thing here, we're going to do a little voiceover, just talk you through the workout and what I did. So I started off here with some pause deadlifts. Now I thought this would be a good idea because essentially the idea is you just work with around about 60% of your 1 rep max, so it's not heavy, which, considering I wasn't really feeling the workout that day, I thought, yeah, let's keep it light. But I tell you what, these absolutely kill. You've got to be really controlled with the movement just to kind of hold it there for a little bit. I'm going to tell you this, if you do this, you're going to feel this in your ass for days afterwards. But, you know, it was a really good exercise, and I kind of am loving doing variations at the minute. So yeah, definitely going to be doing these a little bit more. So on to the next bit. What I did afterwards is something nice and simple, nice and light. Just pick up some dumbbells, nothing too heavy. You need fairly wide stance to do this, just to be able to fit them sort of in between your legs. Yeah, just basically do a squat to a sort of straight-legged deadlift type thing. As I say, it was something nice and simple. Now you are going to have to excuse my camera angles. I don't have one of those, what are they called, Instagram boyfriends, you know, I am a lone wolf. So yeah, and if I walked into my gym with some kind of tripod set up, I dare say I would, I just don't think it'd be worth it. So yeah, kind of just have to kind of set my phone wherever I can, really. But yeah, hopefully this gives you a good idea of, you know, sort of getting a good stretch there. You know, some people don't have much flexibility in their hamstrings. I'm quite lucky in that I do, so I can basically just touch the floor, but just take it as far as you can, really, and hopefully over time you can improve it. And you know, go as low as the ground, basically. Sometimes I even stand on a step to do these to get even more of a stretch, so that's something that you can also do just to make sure you really feel it. So afterwards I did some curtsy lunges. I quite like these. They're a little bit more challenging than they look. Sometimes after I do literally the first couple of them, I have to really make sure I've got my balance right, otherwise I just wobble. But yeah, nothing too heavy there. Just keep it fairly light and focus on just a nice controlled movement. Now, in a couple of these, after watching it back, I did notice that my knee was hitting the ground, and really and truly, you want to avoid that. You don't want to bounce off your knee. The idea is to keep it sort of nice and controlled. Obviously, it's not going to do your knees any good to keep bashing them against the floor. So yeah, do try and avoid doing that, unlike me in this clip. But obviously, you know, I was feeling a little bit fatigued on this particular day. Perhaps wasn't focusing as much as I should have been. Now, cable kickbacks for the glutes. These are literally my favourite. I probably do these every single workout. Just obviously do be careful that there is no one standing behind you, because I've, you know, kicked a few people in my time. But yeah, and I've also got this great little foot hook that you can see in the clip there that I'm just changing, which actually doesn't belong to the gym. It's mine. I bought it myself, just because it's absolutely fantastic for doing all sorts of cable exercises for your legs. And to be honest, I even use it for some ab stuff as well, which sounds bizarre, but at some point I'll show you. But yeah, obviously make sure you do both legs, because, well, that should be pretty obvious, really. You wouldn't just work out one, you know, unless you're doing some kind of very bizarre training split. But try and get your leg up as high as you possibly can. Again, this is going to be down to your flexibility. Not everyone can get it up that high. Yeah, I've seen quite a few people not be able to even go that far, but you know, it's all about improving. See where you start, and you know, try and constantly work on getting it better. So this is going to look kind of essentially like the same thing, but actually the idea is to stand up slightly more straight rather than leaning over. In the other one, the idea was to lean over as far as I can so I can get it as high as I can. This is more about just really squeezing, and you notice I do a couple of little sort of pulse ones towards the end here as well to sort of really burn it out, and it absolutely kills. But yeah, definitely do it, because it is a fantastic exercise. Again, yeah, just switch over to the other leg and do the same again, but really make sure that when you're doing this that you're properly sort of squeezing at the top. You want to be able to really feel it, and you don't need much range of motion to do this. As you'll see, my leg's not really going that far, but again, if you try it out and you are standing up straighter rather than leaning over, you'll notice that you just can't take your leg as high, because otherwise you start to strain your lower back. When I first tried them, yeah, it hurt a little bit, so I've figured out what works for me now. And then another one, again, this is all going to look very similar, but I basically like to try and hit my ass from all angles. So this one is sort of side step out, just to kind of really make sure you get the whole ass involved. And it's also really good for working, you know, your inside leg as well, because you're having to use that rather than just using the sort of machines where you sit down and spread your legs. Basically, it's kind of a sort of less dodgy version of that particular exercise. So yeah, I quite enjoy doing this. Again, obviously you do both sides, and you don't really need much weight for these particular exercises. I barely use any, if I'm honest. You just want to make sure that you've got enough to sort of put just a little bit of resistance. In fact, most of these you can actually also do if you have a resistance band as well, so you don't have to use cables, but I prefer to, just because I can, really, and also I can challenge myself and change the weights as I go. Now, this particular exercise I absolutely love. I picked it up from Buff Bunny aka Heidi Summers, if you guys know who she is. And it's kind of like a squat variation, but you use the cables for it. And I can't remember what weight I used, but you can use quite a lot of weight. I mean, but the idea is you want to stop your arms from pulling the weight. And it makes you really focus on squeezing your glutes. So yeah, make sure you give them a nice squish at the top. And yeah, I really love this. People do look at you a little bit funny, but who cares, you know? It's all about working that ass.
Hey guys, as promised, I said I'd let you know how the workout went. As you saw, because I did get some footage, so I will have put that in just before this clip. I'm not gonna lie, that was not like the easiest workout. Yeah, I'm shattered, literally shattered. But I still made it through half hour's worth of cardio afterwards as well, so that was good. Pretty proud of myself, sticking at it. Absolutely shattered. Probably pulled some serious faces while I was doing that, and as you can see, I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on here. Ew. But yeah, I think the point is basically if you're not really feeling it, just go and give it a shot anyway. Even if you don't put everything into it, at least you went and you did it. Like, even though that wasn't, you know, one of my best workouts, I still feel pretty good for doing it, you know? And yeah, at least I didn't sit at home, stuff my face, and feel sorry for myself. It's kind of, you know, what you gotta do. But just know that not everybody every day is like, yeah, gotta do this. Gotta do this. I mean, obviously, if every single day you're like literally dragging your ass there and you're hating every minute of it, that's probably not for you. But I love my workouts, generally most of the time. Just sometimes I'm a little bit tired. And today was one of those days. Tomorrow will be better. Yeah, sure it will be. But anyway, I'm going to go shower because I don't know what's going on here. Stuff. And yeah, I'm a little bit like tired and delirious and talking crap. But yeah, I'm gonna go shower and eat. And that's a wrap. Good night, guys.